Good morning, my awesome friends. So I've lost my mojo for a bit, but it's back. And today we're going to use some foil art to create some interesting cards. I've already prepped one ATC and I have crumpled some 30 micron thin tape, and I'm quickly going to prep another because you know me, I like to do things in pairs. So crumpled the tape, turn it upside down and put the ATC card on there, and I like to save that for another time. Okie dokie, and then trim it. So what I usually do when my mojo is lacking is I prep a whole lot of cards. So, you know, ladies, you don't have to make ATC. You can make birthday cards. Whatever technique you are using here, you can use it in your other projects. But I asked recently on a little questionnaire that I did on my Facebook page, what would you like to see? And I must admit, a few people said they're card makers. I'm also a card maker. I just never make cards for tutorials, so maybe that's something I have to do in future. Okay, so I'm sure you're all aware of this foil. My foil is very old. I bought it when my son was in primary school and was a kid's product. Nowadays, I think you've got your foilers and all kinds of things. I don't have that. And I've got this lovely pink. It comes in different widths and it's very thin. Okay, I'm going to show you a trick today which I used on these two cards, and it was really just using your double-sided tape. So I've got a very narrow double-sided tape here. I thought we'll do two. Now I'm just looking at this and I see that I have not trimmed it very straight. There you go. So let's try a few different things today. This one I'm going to make a frame. See? Oh dear. I'm glad you saw what happened there. I'm a bit of butterfingers today. And there you go. And then on this other one, I'm going to use the broad tape. You can see I've got little bits and pieces that I save for another day. I'm not going to use those today, so I don't waste much. And here I'm going to cut a piece that I can see is a little bit bigger than my actual ATC card, and I'm going to freehand some squiggles. And let's do another one. Okay, so there's my squiggles. On this side, put that piece, and on this side I'm going to put that piece. Unfortunately my light is not very good because it's a very grey day today. And here we'll put this one in the middle, so you can see how I achieved that look. Okay, just smooth that down and trim from the back. Trim those from the back. go. Righty. Okay, so on this one, I am going to use I'm going to use my tool to remove the backing. And shall we use some of the pink? I like to use a credit card over the self-adhesive tape there, and then voila. And here again, and look how gorgeous that looks. So another way to use your foil art with your metal tape. And then what we can do is with, once again, a piece of the white tape. I can't get my scissors today. There you go. I'm going to kind of freehand a very squiggly flower, and it's very squiggly. It really doesn't have to be perfect, as you can see. It's honestly just a squiggle. And stick that down here. Need my credit card again. And I find using the blade is so much easier than trying to lift this with anything else. I don't have fingernails, my nails are always so short. And then again, we are going to put a little bit of foil art on here. I don't like wasting my foil art, so that's why I didn't cut it here. And there I can see where I should cut. Okay. I can see there's a little bit of a dull section here. And I don't know if you can see, I scraped it there. Can you see it's a bit dull? So just be careful when using your card. That's fine. Okay. And there we have a funky little flower. So now what I want to do is a little bit of background techniquing. So using my pen, I'm just drawing a stem and a leaf. I think I'm only going to do one leaf. Okay. And I have this touch of green, and I'm thinking maybe we should do another leaf in a different color. I'm all over the place today. It's a state of my mind. I'm going to cut a little leaf here. Okay, so there's my little tape leaf, and I actually think I wanted to go there. Here we go. I'm a little bit nervous now to use the credit card in case I scratch the other foil. There you go. And cute is that? And I think I'm going to leave that leaf plain. I'm not going to actually foil it. However, I am going to use my Sharpie. And as you can see, I'm literally only coloring that leaf. I'm not coloring the rest of the background. For a little bit of interest while that ink is drying, I'm going to draw some veins on here as well. So this technique is quite cute when you also just want to add a little bit of color. And gently, please note that I'm not going onto the foiled area because I don't want to damage the foil. There you go. So how cute is that? And I think, remember, always do a little bit of extra. I'm going to circle or outline, not circle, outline my flower and give it a little swirl in the middle. Sweet and simple, and I really think it came out very cute. What I can do to once again add a little bit of interest, if you are lucky enough to have some pewter tools, and I have quite a few, we can use our texture wheels to add a little interest on the edges. Now this is a trick because I don't want to go over my leaf there. And how cute is that? Sweet and simple and really gorgeous. You've actually got to see it in person to appreciate how lovely it came out. Okie dokie, so that's our first one. Now, our second one that we were prepping, if I can find where I put it on my table, that would be wonderful. Yeah, is this. And here we go. Now, I'm sure that if you've got the really broad tape, you can actually do a die cut on your double-sided tape, stick it down, and then you can do something a little bit more intricate. But I don't have very wide tape, so I can't use the die cuts. And here we go with this. And you can see there I didn't put it down very well. That's okay. Oopsie. I actually want to show you something. Don't let your clear area stick on your tape because it then ruins your adhesiveness of your tape. I want to cut this off. And of course, my scissors, as usual, are sticky from the metal tape. So here you can see I'm not putting it down very well. I kind of want to, can't explain it to you, like a broken color, if that makes sense. So I'm putting it quite gently. Can you see it's sort of broken color, didn't glue properly, if that makes sense to you. A little bit more over here, and maybe just a touch. So there's a reason why I'm doing it a little bit untidy. Okay, so there you go. I have this sort of broken look where the foil has not adhered properly, and I did that on purpose. So now I'm going to take my last little piece of pink, And on the areas that did not adhere very well, I'm going to put this down. But now I am pushing it quite firm with my finger. And on this side. And here. So this is a really good way to use any of your leftovers of foil that are a little bit too small for other projects. You can definitely utilize it on something like this. And a bit here. So all I'm doing now is I'm looking for the little gaps that are exposed where the foil has not stuck down, and just pushing down really carefully with my finger on that specific area. And here and here. I think that's it. So now we have a dual color, and you can obviously do that with a whole lot of different pieces of foil that you may have left over from another project. So on this one here, I used the remnants of copper tape from a previous project, and then I foiled the edges irregularly. And this one here also used a remnant of copper tape to do the squiggly flower, which I attached, and then we've got exactly the same technique over there. So yeah, give it a try. This was a very dear mekaar. In Afrikaans, that means a very confusing and all over the place tutorial. But I hope you did learn a basic technique today. Have fun and show me what you can do with your foil art.